Chapter 1. The faint cry in the night. The cold winter air sliced through the city streets as Sarah and her younger brother Daniel made their way home from their late-night shift at the local diner. Animals had always been a shared passion for the siblings, having grown up with a golden retriever named Max, who had passed away a year earlier. As they approached the corner near the old stone bridge, Sarah suddenly stopped. "Did you hear that?" she asked, gripping Daniel's arm. A faint, desperate cry echoed through the silent streets. It wasn't human. It was the sound of an animal whimpering, weak and full of pain. Daniel frowned. "Sounds like a dog, but where's it coming from?" The sound originated from beneath the bridge. Without hesitation, Sarah and Daniel stepped closer, their breath visible in the freezing air. As they peered down the embankment, their eyes widened in shock. A small, frail dog lay curled up on a pile of damp cardboard, its body shivering violently, ribs visible beneath thin, matted fur. But that wasn't the only heartbreaking sight. The dog was not alone. Nestled beside her were 3 tiny puppies, barely a few days old, huddled against their mother for warmth. Sarah covered her mouth, tears welling in her eyes. "Oh my God, she's trying to keep them warm," she whispered. Chapter 2a. Mother's Sacrifice. The mother dog looked up at them, her eyes a mix of exhaustion and fear. It was evident she had been struggling to survive in the freezing temperatures while trying to keep her puppies alive. Daniel knelt down. "She's starving." Sarah pulled off her coat, wrapping it around the trembling mother dog. She reached into her bag, pulling out a half-eaten sandwich from her shift. Carefully, she placed it in front of the dog. At first, the mother hesitated, unsure if she could trust them. Then hunger overtook her, and she devoured the food in seconds. "We need to get them out of here," Sarah said firmly. "They won't survive the night in this cold." Daniel nodded, pulling out his phone to call the nearest animal shelter. But before he could dial, Sarah noticed something horrifying. One of the puppies was barely moving. Chapter 3a. Race Against Time. Panic surged through Sarah's veins. She picked up the smallest puppy, holding it close to her chest. "Daniel, we don't have time. We need to get them to a vet now." Without hesitation, Daniel gently lifted the mother dog while Sarah carried the puppies, wrapping them in her scarf for warmth. They ran as fast as they could through the empty streets. The vet clinic was 15 minutes away, 15 minutes that could mean life or death for the weakest puppy. Sarah felt its tiny body in her hands, barely moving. "Hold on, little one," she whispered. "Just hold on." Chapter 4. The vet's verdict bursting through the doors of the emergency vet clinic, Sarah and Daniel frantically explained the situation to Dr. Morgan, the on-call veterinarian. Dr. Morgan immediately took the mother and puppies to the back for examination. The siblings paced the waiting room, hearts pounding. After what felt like an eternity, the vet returned with a solemn expression. "The mother is severely malnourished, but she's a fighter," he said. "The puppies," he hesitated. "One of them is very weak. We're doing everything we can." Sarah felt her chest tighten. "Will they make it?" Dr. Morgan sighed. If they had stayed outside one more night, they wouldn't have survived. Chapter 5a. Long Night. The siblings refused to leave. Hours passed as the vet and his team worked tirelessly to stabilize the puppies. Finally, just before dawn, Dr. Morgan approached them with a small smile. "They made it through the night, but they're not out of danger yet." Relief flooded Sarah's body. She turned to Daniel, gripping his hand. "We did the right thing," she whispered. Daniel nodded, eyes filled with emotion. "Yeah, but we can't just leave them here. They need a home." Chapter 6. Second chance over the following weeks, Sarah and Daniel visited Hope, the name they gave the mother dog, and her puppies every day. Hope gained weight and grew stronger. Her once fearful eyes now shone with trust. The puppies thrived, under the care of the vet staff, growing bigger and more playful with each passing day. Then came the big decision. "We should adopt them," Daniel said one evening. Sarah laughed. "All of them?" she asked. Daniel shrugged. "Why not? They need us." Sarah smiled. "Then let's do it." Chapter 7. Family Reunited. A month later, Sarah and Daniel officially adopted Hope and her 3 puppies. Hope, once a starving and broken soul, now wagged her tail happily. The puppies, whom they named Lucky, Charlie, and Star, grew into healthy, playful bundles of joy. On a cold night, as Sarah sat on the couch with Hope curled beside her, she reflected on that fateful evening under the bridge. If they had ignored the cries, Hope and her puppies wouldn't have survived. "You saved them," Daniel said softly. Sarah shook her head. "No, they saved us." Hope licked her hand as if to say thank you, and in that moment, Sarah understood that even the smallest act of kindness could change the world, sometimes just for one dog and her puppies. Moral of the story: compassion has the power to change lives. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness can uncover deep pain and help heal it.